Hello good people, this is Sherry with another DIY video. So let's check it out.
This video is about the Sizzix Die Cut machine, which is an old school cutting machine. It's before the Glowforge and the Cricut and all of these other ones. The Sizzix was how we cut shapes. So and they still make them. They don't make this model, but there is an updated model. This is a Sizzix Big Kick. I think the one that's out now is a Sizzix Sidekick. But anyway, it's a pretty heavy machine, but it's automatic. There's no electricity needed to run it. The machine comes with cutting plates. With mine, I got 2 plastic cutting plates, and then I've got a thicker cutting plate that had different parts to it. To use the machine, you have to buy what we call dies. These are cutting dies, and there are all different shapes and sizes that you can buy from Sizzix, or you can get them from different Etsy shops and maybe some on Amazon as well. I'm demonstrating cutting some leather using the die. This is a leaf-shaped die. It has 3 different sizes, and I use this to make earrings. A cutting die has blades in the shape of whatever your design is, and then there's foam around the blades. In order to cut your shape, you roll your material and the die through the die cutting machine, and it presses the material and the cutting blades together to cut out your shapes. I cut my material so that it will fit on the die. You make what they call a sandwich. You put one cutting plate under your die, and then you put your die and then your material, and then you put another cutting plate on top of that. You use the lever to roll your material through the machine so it could put the pressure on it to give you your cut. I made the mistake of not making sure that my material was in proper place to cut properly. So you see, one of my pieces didn't cut all the way because I didn't have my material placed correctly. I'm making earrings, so I need 2 of each piece. So I'll roll another set through. I use my die cut machine to cut leather, fabric, and paper. I need to cut one more leaf to replace the one that I didn't cut correctly. Here are my cut pieces, and here is a design possibility. I'm not going to make the earrings, I'm just showing, how you cut them. This is a larger cutting plate that came with my machine. You use it when you're cutting very thin materials and thin dies. It has instructions written on it to tell you how to use it. Another way to use your Sizzix is with embossing folders. These are plastic folders that have designs in them, and you can imprint your design into your material. I'm going to show you how it looks on leather, and then I'm going to show you how it looks on paper. I'm going to use this bubble design to show you. Because these folders are much thinner than the dies, you have to use that bigger plate, the extended plate that they call it, to add some thickness. And because almost everything you use is a different size, you really have to fiddle around with getting something that's going to roll through your machine, because if it's too thick, it won't roll through. And if it's too thin, it won't press your design into your material. So you just have to really play around with the different thicknesses. And in the case of a thin material, I'll roll it through 3 or 4 times to make sure that I get a good imprint. And here's the reveal. So it went from smooth to bubble textured. I really like that. For this one, I used the butterfly design, and this could have been better if I had wet my leather. If you want a really deep impression, wet your leather or your paper. This is just a little side experiment. I'm going to see if I can just put the gold on the raised impression. Now I'm going to use watercolor paper in the folder to see what kind of impression we get. So I'm just lightly spraying my watercolor paper with water. I'm going to put the paper in my folder and roll it through the machine. I really had to try a lot of different thicknesses to get it to roll through the machine, but I finally got it. I added some folded up paper that I had and finally got something to work. Ooh, we got a really good deep impression. I really like this one. I'm going to use another earring die to cut some earring shapes. Well, this was a little bit of what you can do with a die cut machine. I hope it's helpful. This was requested by one of our subscribers.
All right, good people, thank you so much for watching the video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, like, share, leave me a comment. You know the drill. This is Sherry saying, as always, be blessed.